Mary's first Thanksgiving. Mary looked out the schoolhouse window. The leaves had fallen and every tree stood bare against the late autumn sky. The little black stove kept this room warm and cozy. Most days, Mary was happy with her family had come to live in America. But not today. She felt lonely and missed her best friend Elizabeth back in Ireland. Mary's father was thankful to have his job shoveling coal, even though it was very hard work. Now Mary and her family had a little bit of food in the cupboard and enough wood to keep them warm. When the bell rang, Mary gathered her books and started for home. She could hear other children talking about Thanksgiving. Tomorrow they would be feasting on turkey and pie with friends and family. Mary knew the most of her family would be able to put on the table was extra bread with honey and perhaps a sausage or two. When Mary got home, her mother asked, "What's troubling you?" Mary didn't answer. "I have a surprise for you, Mary. Miss O'Connor brought us a gift." "I don't want any pie," she cried. "I don't want to live in America. We don't have a turkey. We don't have any friends. There is nothing to be thankful about." Mary felt a pinch in her heart when she looked up and saw her father standing in the doorway. Before Mary could apologize, her father spoke. "Mary, I want to tell you a story. Long, long ago, a sailing ship fought stormy seas to come here. The passengers were from England, seeking a new life of freedom just like us. The colonists arrived in late December. Cold and hungry, many became sick and died. When spring came, those who remained were eager to start planting. Sadly, they soon realized the seeds they brought from England weren't right for this new land. Their Native American neighbors offered to help by showing them how to grow crops and where to find food in the land around them. The colonists were grateful. It was a time of peace and friendship, and there was plenty of food to eat. And when autumn came, they were so thankful that they planned a celebration with their new friends. For 3 days they feasted on venison, geese, corn, beets, beans, grapes, and chestnuts. "But Father, life got better for them," Mary said softly. "It is still hard for us. We only have a few things to eat, and I don't have any friends." But you see, not long after the feast, they realized that they had not stored enough food for the oncoming winter. Mary's father continued. Each person was allowed only a small amount of food each day so it would last. The next season, their crops failed. For months they survived only on clams, fish, and ground nuts, and a few kernels of corn a day for each of them. One hot day the colonists came together to pray for help. The next morning it began to rain. God had answered their prayers. For the rest of the season, the crops flourished, and more ships arrived with food and supplies. The colonists gave their thanks to God. It is said that years after that celebration, the colonists placed 5 kernels of corn on their plates to remind them of the hardships they endured. They gave thanks for the blessings each kernel represented. The first kernel represented the beauty and bounty of autumn. The second kernel represented their love for one another. The third kernel represented their love for their families. The fourth kernel represented their friendship with the Native Americans. The fifth kernel represented their freedom to worship God without fear. "Our life in America may not be perfect, Mary," her mother added, "but there are many blessings we can be thankful for, like the O'Connor family." "I'm very thankful for Miss O'Connor's pumpkin pie," Mary's father said. "Next year at Thanksgiving there will be more food at our table, but this year I'm thankful for what we have." "I'm thankful for the love the 3 of us share," Mary's mother continued. Mary's father added a fourth blessing. "I'm grateful that in America we can worship God without fear." "Mary, surely you can name one thing you're grateful for," said her mother. Mary thought for a moment. I'm thankful that Hannah O'Connor smiles at me. It makes me feel like we are becoming friends." "Well," Mary's mother laughed, "our 5 things are very much like the colonists' 5 at those first Thanksgivings." "You're right, Mother," said Mary. "When I see Hannah at church on Sunday, I will tell her the story of the 5 kernels, and that I am thankful she wants to be my friend."